halls. Ancient whispers drift through the walls. Mystery lingers in every room. We navigate in shadowy gloom. What goes bump in the night? Keep your ears and eyes open, hold tight. In the shadows we'll uncover the truth. Rally your trap, got nothing to lose.
Hello and welcome to Whatgoesbump tonight.
Your life after death. Yes.
Oh, what? Ooh, what the? Oh my god, am I still moving right now?
Why should we be afraid of you?
Hello and welcome to What Goes Bump in the Night. My name is Riley Clark, and alongside me, as always, is
Trevor Jensen.
And tonight we are talking about potentially very creepy dog-like creature.
I don't know what they sound like.
I was looking for you to howl, but okay.
I mean, like, do they howl like a dog, or are they like reptilian? Are they alien are they screeching? Are they?
Well, okay.
Don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what a chupacabra would sound like, but it probably sound like the mix between a wolf coyote type thing, I think.
You heard what I thought it sounded like, which is a very weird sound.
But before we get carried away too far, we want to say thank you to everyone that came to our premiere on Friday for our video with those dweebs at the poorhouse. It went fabulous and is doing very well. So we want to thank you all for supporting us with that video. And hopefully you went to those dweebs channel and liked and subscribed. And if you're new here, hopefully you like and subscribe as well. We really appreciate that. On the road to 1,000 subscribers, mind you. So
plunge.
that's a huge milestone. Hopefully we can hit it this year. We were working very close to getting to it last year, but I digress. We'll get there.
Yep. Also want to say thank you for everybody that wished me happy birthday. My dirty 30 was wonderful. I had a great weekend with some wonderful, wonderful people, and I made some great memories. So thank you guys. It is a demon dog. It's a goat sucker.
Yeah. And if you didn't know by the title and thumbnail, we are talking about El Chupacabra tonight. And we're going to start off with some of our personal thoughts about El Chupacabra, because
old opinions
might not line up with what you think we think about it.
Nope, not at all.
Neither of us really have ever believed in it, have we, Trevor?
Nope, not at all. I know I don't look like I'm 30. Thank you, Butters. I appreciate that. Oh, I try. But yeah, I don't think I've ever really believed in it. I wanted to. I'll say that up front. I really wanted to believe, but there's absolutely fucking nothing there.
There's nothing.
There's
nothing really to go by.
It's the barest bones. It's coyotes with mange.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cut and dried. I think I've never really thought it was anything more than just a mistaken dog because it looks funny.
When this is the other thing that always gets me so riled up. Everybody's like, oh my god, did you see that thermal image of that creature that's running 50 fucking yards away in dog form that's about the size of a coyote? And it's like, guys, are you okay? Are we okay?
I will say though, if you are out in the woods and it's dark and you hear a pack of coyotes howling in the distance, it is creepy. I've heard it many times hunting. I don't like it.
Yep. And we have our own theories for the blood sucking. Don't worry. We'll get to those. We just got to hit the topic first before we dive into it deeper. But I still just Chupacabra. It's fantastical. I'll give it that much. It's definitely cool.
If it was potentially an alien type thing, now we're talking.
You got my attention.
So, Trevor, what is the Chupacabra? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
So, introducing the Chupacabra, it is a legendary cryptid with deep roots in Latin American folklore. It has captivated the imaginations of generations and sparked intense debate for decades. Originating from eerie reports of livestock mysteriously drained of blood, this creature's reputation for terrorizing farm animals, particularly goats, has spread across borders, becoming one of the most infamous cryptids in the world. The very name, Chupacabra, is derived from the Spanish words chupar, to suck. Keep that one in your book bag. And cabra, which means goat. Alluding to the creature's gruesome feeding habits, known for its vicious attacks, bizarre appearance, and the legacy of mystery, the Chupacabra remains one of the most enduring figures in the realm of the supernatural. If only it was real. Maybe, I don't know. I'll be convinced here once and indefinitely somebody shows me legitimate evidence of a chupacabra.
Yeah, well, I kind of brought up one of the photos we'll probably end up talking about a little bit later, but as you can see, some of the more realistic photos are really like, I don't know.
It's questionable. Like, I'll give it that, it's questionable, but like, is it more so not a chupacabra, but like an undiscovered species of like a hybrid dog, like canine? Like, could that be it too, though? And I know I'm coming at it from a very skeptic angle at this point, and we've only introduced it for the first paragraph. Like, it's so. All right.
Well, let's talk about how it like entered popular culture here. The birth of the legend. Well, the chupacabra, as we may know it today, became widely recognized in the mid 1990s. Its roots can be traced much further back. The modern reports of a creature matching the description of the chupacabra began in Puerto Rico in the mid 1990s, but tales of the blood-sucking entities existed long before then, intertwining with the border fabric of supernatural lore and Latin American culture. In 1995, a Puerto Rican woman named Madeline Tolentino became the first publicly report of strange encounter with a creature she described as a reptilian in nature. See, this is more of the way that I think of the chupacabra.
Now we're swimming. We're swimming.
Tolentino, a witness in Canvas, Puerto Rico, described a bipedal creature with scaly skin, spines along its back, and large haunting eyes that illuminated glow in the darkness. This eerie description fueled widespread panic and obsession, particularly after a rash of unexpected livestock deaths was reported in nearby areas, where animals appeared drained of blood, leaving behind puncture marks on their necks.
Okay, now we can kind of get in a little bit deeper to this like crazy train of what if it's not a dog? And she's right, it's more of a reptilian. Or Jess is also correct, where what if it's also more of a squidward walker?
What if it's
Like-
more of like a flesh pedestrian?
A flesh puppy, as you might say. But like, that's the other thing. Like, I don't necessarily think that our renditions of it that are in popular culture that have floated around for, since the 90s now is absolutely correct. Because if these animals are being drained of blood, well, the leading theory in, like the UFO culture is they're here to harvest something of some sort or do some type of research. And that's where that blood theory would come in for me. I mean, it would make sense where you could draw those parallels for sure.
Yeah. Huh.
But like reptilian dog, dude. Reptilian dog.
See, that is more of how I think about it instead of like just like a dog thing. Like really like a dog mixed with a lizard type thing.
Yeah. Well, and like look at the climate.
A dog crocodile.
Yeah, look at the climate it lives in too. Like scales like a lizard would make a lot of sense. And then for it to be like,
let's think about it too. Like before we go too crazy off on a tangent on this, but anyways, think about it. If it was a creature that did exist and it did have reptilian attributes, but more or less looked like a dog, thinking like a crocodile, small crocodile, doesn't need the tail or anything because it's land based.
If it has longer legs, it'll look canine, even if it's more reptilian than anything. They are like reptilian in nature already kind of has dog feature without like just stumpier legs and more squatted. You know what I mean?
But also they would be a creature that doesn't like to use a lot of energy.
And only comes out at night.
Comes out at night. It would take all day. It would have to lay out somewhere all day to gain energy. And then at night it looks for its vitamins and blood.
And the other thing too, that is it if it is an alien reptile canine like hybrid type of being, maybe it is nourishing strictly on blood because that is the only type of nourishment it can get, kind of like how they say vampires do it. But maybe it just doesn't, it can't digest the flesh, but like the liquid is enough substance to keep it going, which that would make sense. But then also why we don't find them would be that they're also highly advanced and also super good at hiding themselves, and then they fly away when they want to. Mic drop. I mean, hey.
Or they burrow into the ground.
That's the other thing. Or they have a full-on fucking base and tunnels and shit. Yeah, that dude. That would line up with what I'm thinking.
All right. Go back to these incident reports here. However, reports of similar incidents predate these modern claims. In 1975, the town of Maco, Puerto Rico, experienced a string of mysterious animal deaths. While local authorities initially blamed the deaths on satanic cults, some investigators began to consider the possibility of a wild animal. And ultimately, the legend of the Vampiro del Maco vampire, was born. These reports foreshadowed the larger Chupacabra myth, setting the stage for a phenom the world captivated by its mere mystery.
It's mystery. Well, I mean, I like that they're like, it's a vampire. Immediately, we're going to pop culture reference here. It's fucking vampires. But it's not a man vampire. It's animalistic vampire. Which that, I mean, to me, like, it could just be an undiscovered type of species that of like Komodo dragon type dealio, where it's just like big fucking scary like monster. Like, we don't know. That's the other fun part.
We don't know.
I don't think our rendition of it is right, though. That's where I'm gonna stand with this so far. Like, if my perception skews at all, like, I'm sorry, but for real though, if there is something, which there might always be, there's always maybe the possibility. So
you keep your imagination wide open. Anything.
That's what I was gonna say. You can't ever just close your mind off to anything. But realistically, let's live with like the light on us here and be like real perspective based. So the pre-Columbian roots, oh my god, Ahoizi, oh boy, how do you think you say that, Rye?
I don't know. We'll just give it to you, chat. You can try this at home.
Ahootzi and bloodthirsty creatures. I'm just gonna go with Ahootzi because that's probably the easiest way to say it. So scholars and folklorists suggest that the chupacabra may be an evolution of ancient fears deeply embedded in the folklore of indigenous peoples in the Americas. The Aztecs, for example, spoke of a predatory, bloodthirsty creature known as the Azhuti. Azuri. That sounds way more fun to say like
just
that.
call it the Ahu. What's this called?
The Ahu. The Ahu. Yeah, I like that better. The beast, living near water sources, was said to capture and consume both animals and humans, dragging them into the water and to drown them. The Ahu is described as having an animalistic appearance with hand-like tail and could grab its prey, a terrifying feature that evokes parallels with the chupacabra's blood-draining behavior. Furthermore, Andean cultures also possessed mythologies of vampiric creatures that saw out blood. One such demon, the Tupac Yupanqui, was believed to prey on livestock, drinking their blood while leaving their bodies behind to rot. We could call it Old Greg for sure. These stories reflect a long-standing tradition of creatures that thirst for blood, a motif that would eventually find expression in the Chupacabra legend. I mean, it's interesting too that there's also like many levels to this shit, young boy, where it's all over the place. It's not just one specific culture has these type of legends of like a bloodthirsty like being,
Or
and like these
like
are pretty old.
creature that's thirsty for blood.
Yeah, and then it kind of makes you wonder too, is there something really out there, and is it more prevalent than we know for these like very unapproachable animals that are drinking
Wizardol.
blood? A
I
wizard?
would've
Oh
never said
my god, I was so far off. Words are fucking hard. That's funny as shit. So, to conclude this part, European vampire tales also seem to bear a connection to the Chupacabra narrative. For the vampire myths of Transylvania to the Eastern European strigoi, a type of undead that feasted on blood, there is a common thread of nocturnal blood-drinking predators targeting livestock, laying the groundwork for what eventually manifest as a chupacabra in Latin American cultures. So like there's another indication too that like maybe the chupacabra isn't really like real, but like there is some type of creature out there that is drinking blood from livestock that isn't necessarily like a chupacabra.
Yeah, it's total.
I know as
Yeah,
weird as
it'd just
that
be-
sounds to say
It's
that.
it's like you could be talking about the chupacabra, but it could be completely something different. It's like almost could be covering multiple different things.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Even
I mean, I
though
guess you could
the
call
word
it a
itself-
chupacabra at that point.
The word
'cause fuck,
itself is ghost.
it's redundant.
So it'd have to be a creature that just sucks on goats.
But like, what if that was like a horse? Like, are you calling that thing a chupacabra too? Because like, what if it definitely isn't even a dog? Because like, okay, like, are we still gonna call it that?
I just don't. It's hard for me to
It's
think,
hard to
like,
get on
a
board.
mammal. If it was a mammal animal, that
Yes.
it would live off drinking blood. That makes no
Yes.
sense to me.
No,
Where would it get any protein from? Where would it get
nothing.
any nourishment at all?
I mean, even blood doesn't. I don't feel like you could get enough substance from it to sustain yourself. Even like any type of
No.
creature. Like,
the only
granted,
creature
we
that
don't know
could
what it is.
probably be like a tick, but
That might be it.
it's like a super simple organism.
Bro,
so-
what if it's like a fucking prehistoric, gigantic fucking dog tick? That's
Oh,
scary.
It's
That's
a tick.
scary.
It's a tick from like the dinosaur age. It just manifested to look like a dog.
Or it just adapted to get longer legs and faster. And it's like, I don't need to like latch on for long. I just need to drink these fucking chickens.
Yep. Lap them up.
That might be more terrifying than a chupacabra. A fucking dinosaur tick? Yeah, no.
Let us know in the chat. What's more terrifying, dinosaur tick or chupacabra?
I'm going tick on that one.
We're talking giant, like size of a car.
Yeah, literally. I mean, granted, I don't think the chupacabra is technically that big. It's probably
No.
like 4 feet long at most.
No, yeah, it's probably tiny. All right. Descriptions and eyewitnesses accounts. One of the
Singo.
most fascinating and puzzling aspects of the chupacabra's phenomenon is the wide variety of descriptions and eyewitnesses accounts. That's also another reason why El Chupacabra is very hard to get behind, because it's always different. Like we were just talking about, it could be like literally 20 different things. What is the most commonly accepted one, though? I think it's the dog type creature.
Yeah, I would say it's the most commonly accepted.
Over the years, the creature's appearance has evolved, and the reports of its behavior vary dramatically depending on the region. Despite these inconsistencies, several core elements such as glowing eyes, puncture wounds on livestock, and terrifying presence remain a constant feature across Chupacabra's lore. But that's the thing. Nobody's been in the presence of one, so that's not really fully. I guess. I mean, some people say they've seen one, don't they?
They say that's one. It looks like a person in a suit with a wolf costume. Like
that's a werewolf.
God. That there is a werewolf.
Could a werewolf also be a chupacabra?
But that's the other thing too, is like people are already just like misdiagnosing this so quickly. Like that definitely looks like just a person in a suit. Like it's a good suit, but also like immediately like the news is saying, is this a chupacabra? Come on.
No, yeah, it's just a fun news article for clicks.
True.
You know what I mean?
But like even some of the like like not the dash cam, the like trail cams that they've shown, or like some of them. I'm looking for some right now too, honestly. But like they look like dogs, or like here I found one.
I got one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got one ready to rip.
Legendary Chupacabra, and
I think this is the one I was looking at.
Jackie Stock says her husband caught the mysterious creature Sunday night. There he is. He has a hairless back, large claws and teeth that some say fit the image of the Chupacabra.
Look at that mangy coon.
Ortega is not convinced. He believes the animal is nothing more than
a raccoon. It's nothing more than a raccoon. It's mangy raccoon.
Yeah, it's a raccoon with mange. And people are already like, that is what the media does. They just push the narratives and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just booty. And then people are going to claim that this is also a chupacabra, but that to me looks like a cat. You know what I mean? Like, given I don't know where this is for real, but like that looks like a mountain lion. Like, definitely not chupacabra.
That looks like something weird, that's for sure.
It's definitely got a long tail, but like that also looks like a mangy cat. And then of course you've got all the I found one. Nope, that's a coyote.
Yeah, and it's either a coyote or a fox, something like that.
Oh, or this one. This one's fun. This lady claims that this thing is real deal. She claims it's all said to be what it is.
But then she also lied about the DNA tests. She said she got it back in. They didn't find any matches. But the truth is, one college did find 2 matches. And that was coyote and Mexican wolf. So it was probably... Oh, and they found mange. So...
Yep. Claims to be a chupacabra, but actually is not chupacabra. What are we doing?
Here's another, really good.
One of the deputies, there it is again.
That still does not look like a mystical creature to me. I'm sorry.
Thinking. I remember this one when this came on the news back in the day.
Dude, I wanted to believe this one hard too. What would I immediately think? Like a mangy dingo. Like that's what the immediately thing that comes to my mind there. But like I don't know.
I've seen mangy animals before and they kind of looked like that. So
just a little bit.
I just think a lot of people they're not used to seeing like coyotes and wild dogs.
That's a good point too. Like we don't know any of the background from the person that took the video if they had just moved out to that type of like region and they're like, what the fuck is that? It's actually just a very normal like mange dog.
Yeah. I mean, if you've never seen a mangy dog before, you probably would think it's a.
I would put my money on that bad boy had a ton of fleas, and I feel bad for homeboy. I would give him to pets though, poor boy. Or
probably try to bite you, bro.
Well, fuck yeah. I mean, they're chasing it down with a car too, is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Come here, boy.
Terrifying that thing. Probably died like 20 minutes later.
Poor thing. Oh Lord. So. Reptilians.
Honestly, this will still.
This one wins in my mind. If this is what a chupacabra is, I would assume that this is what it is. So the earliest accounts, particularly from Puerto Rico, there we go, in the 1990s, describe a creature that is bipedal with reptilian features. Eyewitnesses often report a height of 3 to 4 feet tall, with scaly skin, large glowing eyes, and spines or quills running down its back. The creature's movements are often described as erratic, with some witnesses linking its gait to that of a kangaroo. The reptilian version of the chupacabra is often characterized as a more sinister and alien, contributing to the broader fascination with the extraterrestrial theories. Boom, seal that bitch with a bow. It is the correct theory. At least in my mind, it is.
If it's going to be real, it's an alien.
Mhm.
We'll probably just keep harping on that all night, honestly.
I mean, like a 4 foot tall, like scaly, like alien dog thing. Like, I want to befriend that. That sounds fun.
Patty boxes a raccoon would go viral.
That. So the psychological effects of eyewitness accounts. The fear and the unease surrounding the chupacabra's presence have left psychological imprints on many who claim to have seen the creature. Farmers, ranchers, and rural residents across Latin America and southern United States often speak of feeling a deep, unshakable sense of dread. The description of glowing eyes, often red or green, adds to the unnerving aura, making it seem like a being not of this world. Such experiences have led many to report the feeling like they are being watched, even when the creature is not visibly present. This is also why I think that bitch is an alien.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only thing that explains the glowing eyes, really.
It most definitely does.
All right, the canine, I think is how you say that. Chupacabra. So this is the dog. Yeah, this is the dog version.
I mean, either way, dog, like if we're gonna have to wrestle with a dog or a reptile that's 4 feet tall, you think we're taking it?
All right, so let's see what they're saying here. In contrast to reptilian chupacabra of Puerto Rico, sightings throughout other parts of Latin America, particularly Mexico and Texas, described a creature that more resembles a wild dog or coyote. These variations of chupacabra are often described as hairless with gaunt skeletal bodies, sharp fangs, and glowing eyes. The hairless, mangy appearance of these creatures has led some to believe that they are simply canines suffering from a severe case of mange. Though the unnerving speed at which the creatures move along their position with their attacks has caused some questions of these explanations. But we don't have video of any doing this, so I don't know.
Nope.
People,
We have firsthand accounts.
We have eyewitnesses accounts, but we know that can't
can't-
always be credible, unfortunately.
98% of those accounts
Even a
are probably
person
not right.
being truthful can say the wrong thing.
It's very easy to misremember.
I mean, if you've ever witnessed an accident, I bet you 10 people have seen it differently.
Especially high pressure situations, you're going to like 100% try to remember it, and it's going to get scrambled. I don't know anybody that is really that good under pressure enough to be like this, and this. Like, no, unless you're getting it on video so you can watch it back and be like, oh yeah, it's hard.
It is. That's the tough thing with anything paranormal sighting wise. Aliens, ghosts, chupacabra, Bigfoot, Mothman,
Loch Ness,
Lakewood
Oh,
Monster, all of them. The canine version of the chupacabra is more often associated with sightings in the southwest United States. And while the sighting report differ in terms of the wild animal's exact characteristics, it often noted its unnerving and dangerous behavior. Eyewitnesses in these areas report seeing these creatures moving with unnatural speed, often vanishing into the shadows before they ethically disappear.
fast as fuck, boy.
It doesn't really look like a creature that, like the canine one, doesn't look like it would have like crazy speed.
No, not for real.
Like,
Well,
because think about it. When you think dogs with like speed, you think like greyhounds and
yeah, like
big
very like
dogs, right? With
long, lanky dogs.
long,
Like
skinny dogs.
They look like they gonna break. At least the
Not
ones that
short-
they're saying are.
Not really like short and stout dogs. Like even like the long tail part makes sense because if you're going fast, you wouldn't need a long tail. It's, you know, a cheetah's tail is a counterbalance for them. That's why they're able to be so agile.
Yeah.
In hockey, it helps hockey players with balance. So like that part makes sense. And I guess it could be fast, but like unnaturally fast, I don't know.
Well, and then like the other part where it's like it darts out of the shadows, so it's a pussy. Like, it doesn't seem so fantastic.
It's cowardly. It's cowardly like a dog.
I mean,
But I like a lot of
people.
people don't realize this. Most dogs are like pretty cowardly, like because dogs don't want to get hurt. Because if they're a wild dog and they get hurt, they're fucked.
Truths.
Like that's why there isn't like a lot of dingo attacks in like Australia, and there's not a ton of wolf attacks. Like it takes a lot for a wolf to actually like attack someone.
I would agree with that. I would think so.
I don't know. They could go a lot of different ways with dogs. Depends on the dog. I guess it depends on the chupacabra, I guess.
I guess so.
Behavioral patterns. Regardless of the physical form in which it appears, a chupacabra is frequently described as a bloodthirsty creature with an almost methodical approach to feeding. The puncture wounds found on livestock victims are often very specific, 2 or 3 puncture marks, usually on the neck or abdomen, with no sign of any struggle or any blood left behind. The surgical precision has often fueled the belief that a chupacabra is a highly intelligent predator capable of taking its prey without detection.
I mean, is it though? Because, like, yes, there's something doing it. Because there's not just no reason or rhyme that these livestock are just being drained of their blood and they have puncture wounds. There's not just no reason for it. There's some reason. But I don't think it's necessarily a chupacabra. I would put my money on aliens. They're just like, yo, these livestock, let's see what they're eating. Punk, punk, punk.
Well, let's check out an encounter here and see what we think after this. Puerto Rico, 1995.
Is there
The phenomenon that led to the widespread recognition of the chupacabra can be traced to 1995. We mentioned it a little bit earlier. The one in Canavas, Puerto Rico, where over 150 animals were allegedly killed by an unknown predator. This sparked widespread fear among locals, and the mayor of the town even organized armed hunting parties to track down the creature. Despite their best efforts, no definitive evidence of the creature was found. Yet, reports from farmers and residents of the strange creatures lurking in the shadows, often described as having large glowing eyes, continued to spread. One of the most chilling accounts came from Luis Rivera, a goat farmer who claimed to have encountered the creature one fateful evening. While checking on his animals, Rivera felt an unnatural silence in the air. No typical sounds of insects or birds, just an eerie quiet. I know exactly what they're talking about in this story.
everything goes quiet?
The like dead silence.
Yeah, it's an eerie feeling.
Yeah. Suddenly, a guttural growl came from the tree line when Riviera scanned the darkness. He saw a large silhouette with glowing eyes. See, he said it's in this story. It says it's large. Large. That's key.
That is key.
It quickly vanished before he could act. The experience left him deeply unsettled, and Riviera's encounter remained one of the most iconic in Chupacabra lore. Large. Out of this world. That's what I would say.
And that's the other thing too. It's not the normal explanation of what we're being told it is. Like you said, large. That's the key word there. It's a large creature. But everybody else tells us it's a small creature.
But it runs fast.
So which one is it? All right.
Hmm.
So in Chile, in the 2000s, Y2K, everybody remembers that panic. That was fun. My parents didn't buy into it as hard. Did your parents buy into it, Riley? No, cool. So we weren't on the death squads where it's like, yo, we're about to lose it. Like the nukes are coming. Get in the cellar. We're locking down. Sometimes I wonder if I need a bomb shelter, but I digress. So in Chile, in the early 2000s, there were multiple reports of livestock deaths that bore striking similarities to the chupacabra's modus operandi. Farmers like Pedro Vargas began to report animals found mutilated, their bodies drained of blood but with precise puncture wounds. One particularly eerie encounter took place during a cold, moonless night. Vargas had been awakened by the sounds of his sheep in distress. When he arrived at the pen, he was confronted by a horrific sight. Several sheep lay lifeless, their bodies almost entirely drained of blood. As Vargas searched for clues, he spotted two glowing eyes in the distance, seemingly from the creature itself. As it circled him with predatory grace, Vargas felt his heart race. He attempted to shoot at the beast, but it moved with such speed he missed, and the creature vanished into the night, leaving him to deal with the unsettling silence that followed. Despite attempts to investigate, no conclusive evidence was ever gathered, and the case remains unsolved. I mean, that is kind of eerie as fuck. Like, that could be anything, though, at that point, because you don't see the creature itself. You just see the eyes. Aliens! I'm just going to keep going back to this one, because that sounds fucking scary, dude.
I mean, we've all been in the woods, right? And we shine our light into the woods and we got eyes looking back at us. I think of one specific event with me and you when we were in the woods up north.
Yeah, dude.
We heard something like walking in the woods by us. We're like looking around with the lights, and then it was just a freaking possum.
And it just scurried, and we all damn near shat.
Yep.
That was, dude, we were, but like, that's the thing, though, is like, we were in a national forest, very deep in the woods. Like, technically, we weren't super deep, but like, deep enough to where, like, it's full blown nature. You know what I mean? We were off the beaten path at that point, basically.
We were like 3/4 of a mile in the woods.
Yep. And it was like,
we're already like way deep in rural area. So
yeah, we're like
fucking
hundreds of miles deep into the fucking national forest, but then we went off of a trail that was like 3/4 of a mile in. So like, we're deep in the heart of the forest. It's just kind of carved out for like the residents. So that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, you don't really get that fucking like pressure until you're out there and you realize that you turn one wrong way, you are fucking so screwed.
Yeah, and then in the woods too, like when you go out in the summer, like the thicker the woods are, the less you can see. So it makes it even spookier when you hear things in the woods and you can't see it because it's an animal and it doesn't want you to see it.
Well, and just imagine too, like we don't have too many predators here in Michigan. Like we do and don't. Like they're naturally
we
more
have bears. We have bears. We have coyotes. We got cougars, but
they will fuck you up. But you
bears and
gotta
cougars
do a
are
lot.
super, super rare. Coyotes
Yeah.
not so much, but
No. But like, you know what I mean? Like you go to some like other countries, not countries, I mean like other states, more southern, where there's bigger bears, bigger natural predators, like a lot more shit that wants to fuck you up. I mean, it makes more sense that you're in the woods and you get that eerie presence feeling.
Canada's got all kinds of predators up there.
That too. The more north you go, you got fucking moose that are the size of fucking like gigantic 4x4s. And I mean, like, they will fuck you up.
Semis in the woods. And then you got
Semis in the woods is a very good way to say that.
But anyways, nothing but
we digress.
We're talking about the Chupacabra.
We could talk about other animals forever.
Let's talk about some hypotheses, as we have been all night, but maybe we'll spark some interest
We'll
here.
spit some facts.
The most widely accepted explanation of the chupacabra sightings come from biologists who have attributed the creature to wild canines such as foxes, coyotes, or dogs that have been afflicted with seropathic mange. The parasitic disease causes severe hair loss, leading to the gaunt skeletal appearance that is often associated with chupacabra reports. These infected animals, weakened by the disease, are said to attack livestock, often leaving puncture marks that resemble those described in chupacabra encounters.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what I've been screaming. Aliens.
Want it to be aliens. Just,
Really
we want it to be aliens. Is it real or is it aliens? That's the question.
It's one or the other.
This is a good one too, though.
This is definitely a good one. So vampire bats. That one is also another interesting one. Some researchers point to vampire bats as a possible explanation for blood draining phenomena. Vampire bats, which are native to the Americas, feed on the blood of mammals in areas with deforestation has reduced the bat's natural habitat. They may be more likely to venture into rural communities in search of food. The bites left in the bats are often small and precise, resembling the wounds of reported chupacabra cases. See, that's also fascinating. Like, what do they even look like?
Yeah.
For real?
Vampire bats are spooky looking, bro. They're the ones that have pointy ears and like a long snout.
I know what you're talking about.
Iconic bat.
The iconic. Here, I got you. Bam. That's it right there. That's it right there. That's your chupacabra. It's just an overgrown vampire bat. But like, imagine, so like a prehistoric one of these things, that'd be fucking scary, dude.
Vampire bats are pretty small too. They're like probably the size of a pop can.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think they're very big, are they? No, the dude's holding one.
Yeah, they're tiny.
That's a baby one. Come on now. Come on now.
Kind of cute. Not gonna lie, kind of cute. Look at that nose.
Kind of fucking cute. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Not gonna
Cute.
lie.
It's so ugly. It's cute. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Tara's right. It is the pug of bats. See, now I would let it suck on the blood of my livestock. Like, oh shit. But like, it would explain also with the 3 because it's got 2 fangs on the side and 2 in the middle that are close together.
Yeah. I mean,
So that
some
would
people
be
would probably
3
say the
holes.
bites are too big or whatever, but I mean,
That's also a lot of blood to drink. But also, like I said, prehistoric.
what
bat,
if it was a undiscovered species of vampire bat that's just slightly larger?
That's what I'm saying too, dog. Like just a massive, like the I don't know what.
But then
biggest one is.
people are gonna say, well, then it could also just be a 4-legged creature that's a chupacabra that is undiscovered.
No.
There's so many ins and outs to these things. That's why we love it, right?
Vampire chupacabra bat.
I like the mix of all 3. Like, give me chupacabra meets Mothman. And
Yes, and just let's just meld that together with some like spit and bubble gum, and we'll just call it that.
yeah, that's a way cooler chupacabra.
Because that's basically what's holding this together right now. I mean, I'm not trying to bash it super hard, but like it's very fantastical, but not even fantastical.
Let's take a look into the pop culture. Chupacabra has been featured in several major television shows, including The X-Files, Supernatural, and Lost Tapes. In these programs, the creature is often depicted as a nightmarish entity lurking in the shadows, feeding on livestock and evading capture. Its mysterious nature has made it popular subject for documentary podcasts like us, web series, and often framed with the context of cryptozoology in the search for unknown creatures.
We are podcasters and YouTubers. We are multifaceted. Woo woo.
Digest our content.
God damn it. So, if you haven't, go like and subscribe, tell your friends. You gotta throw that in there just a little bit. Oh, that's funny. So, with all that, we're gonna go ahead and say the evolution of cryptid hunting. Hey, I forgot you had that bitch ready to go. Let's go, buddy. Very nice. So, With the rise of social media and increasing popularity of online platforms like YouTube, cryptid hunting has become a globally fun hobby. I will say it is kind of fun.
I
went
would.
Bigfoot hunting.
I mean, honestly, let's be honest. Like, would we not? If we could go to like Puerto Rico and do an investigation for Chupacabra, would we do it? 100% we would. We'd be crazy not to. Why would you not go look for
I will
Chupacabra?
prove it's not what you think it is. Unless
Even
it's
if I find nothing. It's just like ghost hunting. There's a chance I might find nothing. We
it's
might
worth
find
the
nothing.
trip.
Worth it. It's an experience. It's fun. Whatever.
It's about the adventure and the history. That's what I make it most fun with me. Like, I do enjoy the ghost hunting part aspect of it, the utmost for sure. But like, history nerd, getting to go on adventures, nothing beats it. Nope. Can't tell me. So, cryptozoologists, both professional and amateur, have ventured into remote areas with cutting-edge technology in search of the elusive Chupacabra. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, the hunt for the Chupacabra remains exciting and compelling adventures for many. Which, I mean, yes, like I said, we went Bigfoot hunting. That was fun as shit. We might have caught something yelling back at us, but like it could have.
I think it was an owl.
I think it was an owl too, but it was fun.
It was.
We were hooting and hollering.
I mean, we can talk about that a little bit. We probably will never release that footage, but
it was a test.
It was our first attempt. It was a test run, but we were playing a bunch of Bigfoot recordings, right? And we're out in the woods.
We had a big ass Bluetooth speaker,
hooting and hollering all night out in the woods. And as we're walking back, people who were staying in a cabin freaking freaked us out, ran up on us, go,
my God. I damn near shat.
We ran.
So fast.
So fast.
So fucking fast.
And then we died laughing.
I almost lost my shoes. I almost ran so fast my shoes would have been gone. Had
Release
no care
the
in the world.
footage.
Release it. We might release parts of it because it's kind of funny.
Maybe we will. Maybe we'll start working on that. I don't know.
It
was not good.
It was bad. It was bad. Let's just say it's a lot of swinging and like walking through dark woods and like, you guys think we're gonna find a Bigfoot?
We're gonna give it a rerun. Don't worry, y'all.
We'll give it a redukes and we'll do it diligence. Because now we know what we have to do, and it's going to be a lot more walking or biking.
Yeah, and I know the woods better, so we can go further away.
Which is a lot nicer.
But
I mean, maybe we'll find a UFO out there. Who knows? Manistee National Forest is fucking huge.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that was really all we had planned for the Chupacabra night. So I think we're just going to kind of do whatever we want to do the rest of the night and have fun with y'all. Maybe we can talk about a little bit of the future of the show. We haven't really touched base on that, but yeah, a Dogman Bigfoot documentary is like something we want to do this year.
Yeah, that's big on the list. Everybody around here has a story about it, and it's like it's very curious because like Riley was talking about earlier, when we're out in the woods around here and he's hunting and stuff, like, and I've been like camping all my life. When you hear that presence of something that's predatory in the area, it's silence. And sometimes you see stuff, sometimes you don't. And sometimes in the nighttime, you hear things that are bigger than they should be.
Yeah.
What is it?
We'll go looking for y'all, just for y'all. We'll make you that awesome content. I know it's going to be fun to film. And if we do, like, imagine the thing is like, when you do that type of thing, it's like, I know we're probably not going to catch anything. We're not going to get any documentation of Bigfoot being real. But what if something weird does happen?
There always is the chance that there is some high strangeness that happens whenever you're anywhere. I don't care where you are. You could even have a paranormal experience in the middle of the woods. That's just the true fact. We've had paranormal experiences in the middle of the woods.
Yeah. And we will be returning to another location this summer, but it's going to be even bigger episode because we've learned more history about this particular place, and it's even darker and more insane and bloodier and really, really wild. That's all I'm going to say. Now we're going to give too many hints on that one because
it's got to get warmer. That's the other hint.
Yeah, I've been researching this particular topic for the past 3 years almost now since we learned about it. And if you go through, you might be able to figure out what I'm talking about right now. If you go through our videos, I'm not going to tell you the place. I'm not going to tell you anything else. But go through some videos. Something is told to us in one of the videos, and it'll kind of give you some insight of what we're talking about.
It's, dude, that's the other thing though, is like realistically, anywhere you go, something could happen. Like there's no chance in hell that there's nothing happening everywhere, because there's something happening somewhere. And I don't think we've absolutely nailed every place that something's happening.
Yes.
That's the other beautiful thing about it too, is it's a brand new location. Nobody's ever investigated it. We'll be the first to investigate it. We're going to do it our diligence and definitely be respectful. That's another hint.
Yeah, it's going to be a really, the history part of this one will be really crazy. Promise you that. Because it's also, the reason we're doing it is because it's something that happened that nobody knows about. It's just a plaque that's in a random spot in the middle of freaking nowhere. And it's a really wild, crazy story of something that actually happened, and you need to know about it, honestly.
Yep. And that's just one of the things that we're planning, and that's on the horizon, because we
And
definitely have more indoor locations planned too.
Yeah, we're just not exactly sure which ones they'll be and when they'll be at right now.
It's just some of the locations we really want to get to, the schedule to book them out is kind of ridiculous. Just a wee bit.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's our own fault for not being on top of it always. But it's hard to keep up.
Let's also just say, like, how oversaturated is the community right now? Not in a bad way. Like, it's a great thing. But like when you try to book a location that's like one of the named locations, and it's every Saturday, Friday, and Sunday for the next 5 months, that's a lot.
Because we're just like everybody else. We work 9 to 5 jobs, and he's a dad.
Pimp.
You know, so it's hard out here to find the free time to travel across the country.
It really is kind of tough sometimes.
Because like, you know, it is what it is. I feel like we all
it is what it is.
You know,
but also
we'll
find those holes in the wall. Yeah, we'll find them holes in the wall, and that people just aren't giving enough credit to. Like some of the ones that are my favorite, like the haunted mortuary museum out in Lansing. Beautiful place, awesome content. What that doll did for us with those cat balls was fucking incredible.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, it's places like that where, there's only like 3 or 4, 5, maybe like 10 videos out there for the whole, like, you know, all of YouTube on these places. And like the big YouTubers will never go there because it's just not big enough for them. But like, we're catching pretty awesome content out there. Or the Blockhouse is another good one. Another good example of just like another hole in the wall for us. That's just a very small place, but we caught some wild fucking thumps and footsteps that shouldn't be.
Yes, 100%. So yeah, we'll continue bringing, you know, that type of content, but we do have some big things in plan. So be patient with us. Like, paranormal and adventure videos will be on probably the slower pace, but when they come, they'll come hot and heavy.
Hot and heavy. For sure.
Yep, the tattoo shop's another one of those
shop
places.
is another great one. Another fantastic example of just holes in the wall that if you hit the streets a little bit, talk to some people, and you get lucky enough that somebody will be like, yeah, I'll stay late, my boss will allow it. And even like those ghost bros do such a fantastic job of like getting into places where they're like, hey, I 100% have like 4 hours after work today, like, can we squeeze that in? And they'll be like, yeah, let's do that. Thank you for your time, you guys are amazing. I mean, I don't hate that idea at all. I don't love the fact that it's a very squeezed investigation, but I'll also, like, if it gets us into more places, like, I'm down to negotiate.
Yes, we still do owe Mildred a birthday visit.
That's most definitely coming.
It might not be on her birthday, but we will visit her eventually.
Bye, Patty.
Have a good night, Patty. We love you.
Whoop, whoop. But that's the other thing too, is Mildred. That's another conversation that we should have too. How many investigations have we gone on and we've had her around? Or have
Okay.
you had any presence of her in your house
No.
or around you?
I only have anything happen when we were out ghost hunting to do with that.
See, I think I had an interaction with her when I was traveling out to Tennessee, because while I was staying out there, I watched a helmet literally move on its own. There's no explanation for it, but it's a child's toy getting moved.
Weird. That
That's
is
what I'm
weird.
saying, dude. Like, what could that be?
Well,
Also,
let's see,
her
we
house
had-
could be haunted.
Tattoo shop. It was at the other side science mortuary when we were in their like warehouse area.
Yep.
Blackford County Jail.
Dude, almost everywhere
Just
we
those
went.
three.
Dude,
Just
now that I
those
think
three
about
that I
it,
can
dude,
think
the
of.
tattoo shop, we had bangs too. Like everywhere we've had audible, like I would say physical manifestation of something. Because like in order to make a knock like that, it's some type of physical manifestation.
Has to be. It has to be something physical moving.
Well, and like that's the other good question too, is like what is the mass? Is it the physical like ghost itself hitting something, or is it like something on the table got moved? Because I don't ever notice where everything is. Like I try to pay attention to all of it, but like it's so hard.
Yeah, and your brain fills in the gaps. So
That's the other problem too. Like when like at the at Blackford, that's a really good example. Is that door shut more or is it open more? I don't know. No fucking clue.
and those types of things too, the more you look at the door, the more you think it moved, because it doesn't. You're trying to think back to the last time you looked at it and you don't remember, so you'll be like, yeah.
Yeah, that I mean, like literally, like Jess said, just trying to cook, just doing everyday stuff, and then stuff happens. Like we were literally in the kitchen, and then stuff got fucking thrown. Like it doesn't matter where you are, or what you're doing. Like you could have legitimate paranormal experiences
At
everywhere.
any time.
Yeah,
Anytime it could happen, right? I mean, one experience that we had was live with Creepy when the poster fell off your thing. That's never happened. It's still up
It's
there.
still
It's
up there
never happened
now.
again.
Yeah, never has happened again. That door is swung open harder than I can imagine to like multiple times since then, and nothing has happened. No amount of wind.
And right there, there's like how you come into the house too, and it's never been pushed off by the wind. And yeah, can't explain
Well,
it.
and like what we were talking about too was another high strange event where like Noelle was also like pouring her heart out about some fucking crazy spooky stuff, and then all of a sudden that happens here. It's very peculiar timing too. It's not just it's
Yeah,
not
there's Creepy
just
filling in when we were talking about the gentleman that said, "Don't you touch her."
Yep, and then all of a sudden that just goes whoop. What? And I mean, like the other live streams that we've done too, like with Kindred, when we did the paranormal investigation live, that's wild shit, dude. I still wonder about that. Like watching Hodges' REM pod go off, then Kindred's go off, and then yours go off, and all in sequence too, like very close together. Makes you really wonder, like, what is really going on?
If we really did do something that night. I don't know if we did or not, but
Did we open some type
weird
of
stuff
portal?
going on?
I think we could have. I mean, maybe like inadvertently, but like also we're dabbling in a lot of fun stuff.
And see,
Thought
here's the
Mansion
thing,
was a
like,
great one.
gosh, I feel like every ghost hunter out there says they end up getting an attachment, but I sometimes I
It's
think
hard
it
to
might
say.
be something that was already there.
Cometh and go too. I think we're just beacons to like to if we're bright lights ourselves, and like good. I will say good spirits, because there's probably negative spirits, but I'm not saying they're demons. It's just bad people. Like you're probably gonna attract good people too. So like if you have experiences and like fun stuff or like good vibes, and all of a sudden it goes away for a long, long time, then it comes back. it's probably just because like your energy is a good energy, and like spirits are probably attracted to that in some type of way. I would think that we are portals in our own right. It makes sense.
Yeah. So if the Chupacabra was a spiritual being, do you think bad energy would bring it along, or you think good energy would bring it along? Or you think it's just a bloodthirsty demon?
bloodthirsty demon. They call it a goat sucker for a reason. Maybe it's like it fights the demons off, so like it's actually an archangel. Oh my gosh. But like that's the other thing too, is like Latin American culture is so much different from like where we live, being northern and being so far up northern too, where you get down there and even like around like the Texas area, around the borders and stuff. That climate is so much different, and the fauna and all of the creatures are so much different than what we're used to. So like I really do wonder if there is just like in desert like climates where it's less hot and like inhospitable for people, that maybe there is some more undiscovered things out there that we really don't know, because like we haven't even discovered everything in the oceans yet. But I'm not saying it's a chupacabra.
You know, like we say, it's always a possibility till it's not.
Or the other possibility is like, hey, Los Alamos isn't too far away. They're testing nuclear bombs out there. I mean, maybe radiation done change something out there.
I know. Maybe it is something more like, you know, the Mothman. Like it was accidentally created.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like
Mm-hmm.
funky gene shit happened after radiation took over, and like maybe some type of animal that we didn't really know could fucking mutate.
I really think that that's just your love for Godzilla seeping through a little bit.
You caught me red-handed in the cookie jar, dog. I mean, that's the other thing though, is like there's a possibility that there is some type of like mutated like creature that has like maybe grown in size, or like, you know, like how that lady had that fucking like, I would say malnourished fucked up coyote with its butt things that were like, you know, like straight up tumors growing out of its butt. Maybe it was mutated. Maybe there's bigger, you know, more fucked up ones. Maybe
it just had a disease we didn't know about.
Maybe. Also,
like, I think Creepy said it in the chat earlier. Like what if it's like a virus type thing?
It could be. Oh, well, that's the other thing, is it could be a pathogen that we don't know about that has like somewhat like you know, like how mad cow disease or the deer rot disease, I forgot what it's called.
DWD, CWD.
Yeah. How it makes them look absolutely.
And there's EHD, I think it is. EED.
Yeah, and it literally rots their skin off their face. You know, like those. That's when you're like, that's not a normal thing. Oh my god, what that be? But like maybe
or like
that.
You know, worms in the brain or something. That's a real thing that happens. Deer get worms in their brain.
Dude, that would be fucking
humans get worms in their brains.
It's just what if it's just another sheep all along that just has worms, and it's just fucking slurping on the other sheep.
Twist.
Plot
we said we were done talking about Chupacabra.
It's not even aliens or like
unfolds.
any beings. It's just a bloodthirsty like livestock. You don't check those teeth there, bud. It could. I mean, it could be anything though. Realistically, it really could be. I mean, I'm over here thinking that Sasquatch could be an alien too. So like, there's that's my prevailing theory. So like, I'm just gonna continue leaning into the alien theories here for a lot of the cryptids, except for a few.
No, I strongly lean alien for most cryptids, honestly.
Yep.
When I was younger, no. But as I've gotten older, I'm more leaning towards
it. Makes way more sense when you say alien. And I know that sounds way more fucking crazy every time I say it out loud. But
it does sound great. When you audibly say it out loud, you do sound a little crazy. Like, yeah, Bigfoot's an alien, Mothman's an alien, Chupacabra's an alien.
I mean, my other theory is interdimensional travel.
But then that's aliens. So
I was just gonna say, but then you're
just wormholing yourself back to the same thing.
100%. Now they're extraterrestrial beings. They're extraterrestrial cryptids, which way more fucking cool.
Run the prove it file across me and Trevor's desk. We're gonna stamp it with alien.
I mean,
I am wrong.
I mean, let's see.
Or SCP file.
SCP file. The thing is, it's actually like it's a chihuahua that is a chupacabra, but it doesn't bite necks, it bites butts. And it sucks the blood straight from your butt. Plot twist. Plot twist, it was the chihuahua the whole time. You wouldn't notice it's gone. It just goes out there and it's fucking terrorizing them. I mean, the other theory though is the reptile theory, which I don't hate that one, because then it makes sense to where it's nocturnal, it sunbathes somewhere deep in where you can't get to during the day, or it's so well hidden because it has like good camouflage built into its scales, or it's like a fucking octopus and it just like camouflages.
Okay, before we wrap it up for the night, I will read, since I did mention SCP, I kind of want to do this now. I think it'd be a fun way to wrap up the episode for Chupacabra. So I found the SCP for the Chupacabra.
Let's go.
SCP-4566. Object class lucid. So it's dangerous. Special containment procedures. SCP-4566 is to be contained in a 6x5 large cell at Site 18. It is to be fed every day and every 7 hours. If not fed in time, it will cause piercings in the walls and doors, so it should be tranquilized, and the walls and doors should be repaired by repair crews. Description: SCP-4566 is a dog-like creature that is both awake at day and nocturnal. The creature is thought to be a mythical creature in Texas known as the Chupacabra. SCP-4566 was captured in a neighborhood in redacted Texas. During a breach, SCP-4566 is to be tranquilized and to be moved to a more secure cell that is crossed out, because now repair the walls.
Repair the walls.
During a breach, SCP-4566 cell door is to be secured shut and monitored by a level 4 scientist or higher until the area has been secured. If a scientist is killed, then the monitor section, not including the cameras, will be locked down and will not be entered until SCP-4566 areas is secure.
Throw some Southern on it.
SCP-4566 does not show hostility unless threatened or is offended by anybody. SCP-4566 often shows sleep if it feels the need to be. It seemingly has a sixth sense. When it's winter, it hibernates.
It hibernates.
Is unknown. That's it.
It's unknown. Dear God.
God have mercy on our souls.
Bless them SCP souls. They're out there putting their lives on the line with that damn thing.
It hibernates.
It hibernates. I would too.
It said, fuck the cold. I'm done. I'm sleeping.
Just make it cold. Oh, it hibernates. I can't get over that either. It's fucking gold.
Well, y'all, we want to say thank you for joining us tonight. And if you are new here, make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you for joining the Night Crew and joining the best community on all of YouTube. Y'all are absolutely the best.
Fucking
We
great.
love you so much. Can't wait for next week when we discuss another fun topic. I think we even have it lined up already.
Yes,
So
we do. I'm gonna start doing that research very soon too, so ChatGPT can fucking help me.
And with that being said, folks, remember to keep your ears and eyes open for Really Goes
Bump in the night. We love you
Peace.
guys. Thank you so much. Mwah.